Hello everyone. Today we're going to do a really quick tutorial on how to enter your burn center's data into the Nevada Watchboard portal. So first you need to log in, and that will bring you to the Burn Center Surge Capabilities Watchboard. Now here it's important to note that there are a couple of things. The definition of what a green patient is located here, yellow and red patients as well. There's also a note that red patients with a head injury should be transferred to a facility with a level 1 or 2 trauma center status. And a note that for the purposes of the data entry, a pediatric patient is referred to as anyone over the age of 14 years old. So to enter your burn center data, you will scroll across this top ribbon here to the status update menu. Scroll down and click your hospital. Now here, for this purpose, we're using a demo facility, but if this were your hospital and you had the rights, it would show up with your hospital name. From there, you enter the data entry tool, if you will. So you will enter your status for your burn center with this tool. If you're participating in an exercise or in a drill, and this is not real data, but maybe just part of the exercise play, you would simply click here and that'll be notated on the watchboard. But if you're doing a regular status update, you would leave that blank. The next, the next set of questions here is what is the current situation in your burn center? Are you in a conventional status, which means you're operating normally? Are you in a contingency status where things maybe are a little different today, or are you in a crisis mode? Next, we're going to update the type of update that we're making. In most cases, this is just going to be a status update, just information to the watchboard. But if you were responding to a major incident or receiving patients from a wildfire, a structure fire, or something of that nature, and needed to update the board and let people know what was going on, you could pick from one of these as well. You can pick as many of these as are appropriate. So you're not limited to one choice. Next, we're going to go down here, and the next set of questions require a whole number entry. So the current census that you have in your burn center, we're just going to say for this exercise 10. The rest of the questions are optional, with the belief being some information is better than no information at a time of a crisis. But we would like to know the number of burn beds in your unit. And this could be different than what you're licensed for if you have surged outside of your unit and are maybe have 2 beds in the regular ICU or surgical ICU. You would add those 2 beds here so that it would reflect that those beds are really burn beds. The next set of 6 questions or I'm sorry, 8 questions here, refer to your surge status. So, how many burn beds are immediately available for adults, and how many burn beds are immediately available for pediatric patients? And then the next set of 6 questions are your ability to surge. If you had 12 hours to surge, and that in that 12 hours, you could get additional physicians, nurses. Maybe you could float to another floor. Those type of things. When you could make those changes or that flexibility within 12 hours, how many red patients could you take that are adult? How many adult yellow patients or adult green patients could you take? And then the same set of questions for pediatric patients. Now, if you are responding to a major incident, we'd also like to know the number of patients from that incident that are going to your burn center. Now, we realize that maybe it's an airplane crash and there's 100 patients. You wouldn't put 100 in here. You would only put maybe 5 or however many are going to your facility, your burn center. Then we'd also like to know the youngest patient in years that responded or was admitted to your hospital from the incident, and the oldest patient in years, so that we have that range, as well as the lowest patient's total body surface area percentage and the highest patient total body surface area percentage. And if you have intubated any of those patients, you could put that number in here as well. Now, we have heard some discussion from burn centers where they just want to record this all the time daily, like how many patient, what the youngest patient in their burn center is, what the oldest patient in their burn center is, as well as total body surface areas and number of intubated patients. And we've heard that they want to do that because you will have access to this data. So if that will help you in a business case for trying to get additional nurses, additional staffing, additional equipment, those kind of things, you could march out that trend and have that information readily available to you. And you can use the system for that. Now, the next section here are optional comments. These are standardized comments that will reflect on the burn surge board so that people get a better idea of what you're dealing with at your facility. So maybe you're in normal operations, maybe you're short staffed like everybody is. Let's say you're maybe an adult center only, or you have no designated burn beds, or your beds can be both adult and pediatric, or you don't accept trauma. You can pick as many of these as you like. So for this exercise, we'll just say normal operations, but short staffed. I can also upload, and I won't do it for this exercise, but I can upload documents, photos, Excel files, anything that you feel will help users of the Watchboard get a better understanding of what you're doing or what you're dealing with. If you're responding to a major wildfire, you could do a PDF of from the newspaper clipping or something of that nature, so people understand the full extent of that. You you click here and add additional recipients. So if you want somebody that's not on the watch board to get a notification of your updates, maybe that is an individual burn physician, or maybe that is an administrator or somebody of that nature. You could click that button and add their name, email, and a phone number, and they'll get notified of what the current status is. We also have a spot here for additional free text notes. So I'm going to delete that additional receipts because I didn't enter any data in there, so it won't let me send. So now that I've taken that off, if I want to do this, I can hit send. The little send button turned yellow. That means you have all the critical information and mandatory information entered there so you can send it. Now, if we look at this board, we're going to go down to the Nevada Hospital Association Burn Center, whatever we called that. So here we can see it right here, Nevada Hospital or NHA Burn Center / demo facility. And you can see the comments that we picked: normal operation, short staffed, it's a test county, etc. We didn't enter any of the data here for how many beds available, those kind of things. If we did, it would show up right here. And over here is the timestamp. So we just did this 10/7. So you can see the date and the time that we entered that information. Now I can also go to the burn status board, which is a separate board, and scroll down to our update. And sometimes this takes up to 2 minutes to update. So it has not, oh, here we go. It has updated. So you can see it's green. That means we were in normal status. The little house here would bring up our address and our transfer center numbers and those kind of things if we had those entered in. You can see the update, status update, informational, normal operation, short staffed. And we had put 10 as our current census, and that shows up as well. We didn't fill out any of the additional information, or that would show up on this board. Now, with all of our boards, you can download the information with the click of a button as either a PDF or as an Excel file. You can see on the Burn Surge board, we have that capability as well. So you have access to your own information. We also have the ability over here, if you scroll across the top, to analyze results. You can create it's going to take a little while here, but you can take this tab and it will allow you to set up graphing information in your hospital. So this is where I was telling you you can access your own. We're in the test system, so it's not activated, but it is in the live system where you can access your own information and see what your trends are and things of that nature. And then lastly, in the information center, we do have a basic user's manual. So if you would rather read about how to use the system, you can just click on that, and you can export it as a PDF. And that is really how you use the watchboard and enter your data. Very simple. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to watchboard@nvha.net, and we'll answer them as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great day.